This is Olympic fencing, where two grown adults try to poke each other with metal sticks. 2001, the World Fencing Championship in Nîmes, France, the location of the strange drama that's about to unfold. In the final of the men's team epee competition, Hungary faced Estonia. It begins innocently enough with Kalsar of Hungary and Kaberma of Estonia fighting to a 4-3 for the Hungarians, which indicates the number of hits, ending the match after 4 minutes, the time for each round, or bout, as it's called in fencing. Up next is Ivan Kovacs for Hungary and our main character for today, Meelis Loit of Estonia. At first it would seem they're about to engage, but then for no apparent reason, both fencers just drop their weapons and just stand there. Kovacs remains motionless, while Loit hops around and even does stretches. After a minute of it, the crowd starts sounding off. And the booing gets louder and louder. Loit then starts swinging his weapon around in wide circles like he's conducting the crowd in an orchestra. All the while, Kovacs remains entirely motionless. At some point, Loit even crouches down. With the crowd getting impatient, you can even see someone telling the referee to kill the match, but the referee shakes his head. After 4 minutes of non-fencing, the referee ends the bout without any points being scored, and Loit celebrates like he just won the World Championship. So, what the hell just happened here? Meelis Loit was especially known for one thing, a devastating counterattack, so Kovacs had no interest in walking into that and giving up a small lead. Loit at the same time seems not to have trusted his own offensive game enough and was fine keeping the deficit at 1 point, and leaving it to his more attack-minded teammates to turn the match around. So they just waited until time ran out. In the next bout, the fencers actually fenced, and listen to how the crowd reacts with joy that they finally get to see fencers doing actual fencing. Hungary won that third match, taking up a 15-10 lead. And who is up next? Why, Meelis Loit, of course. This time facing Kalsar, who is even less interested in attacking now that Hungary has the lead. But just before that match began, the referee was whisked away and a new referee was now in charge. Would it change anything? Well... Nope, doesn't look like it. After 30 seconds of non-fencing, the referee stops them, telling them that maybe they should, start fencing. As the match resumes, instead of actually fencing, Loit starts doing these weird stomping pseudo-lunges. Which cost him a yellow card for trolling. The crowd applauded that. Loit was frustrated. The match resumes and the non-fencing continues for the next minute and a half. Loit starts stomping again. The referee then pulls out a red card, and with that, a point to Hungary.
cutting the silk. It's not silk. You put take your guard and fencing. En garde.
As the bout ends, Loit again seems to celebrate like he won and gives the crowd a two-fingered salute, the equivalent of the middle finger in some circles. In the final rounds, Hungary dominates over Estonia, winning 45 to 25. But the biggest question from the tournament was, how do you handle two fencers that don't want to fence? Well, the International Fencing Federation started to panic quite a bit, fearing that fencing would be dropped from the Olympics. It didn't help they invited the Olympian delegation to that 2001 World Championship to watch how exciting fencing is, and got this. They certainly didn't want something like that to happen in the biggest stage again, so they changed the rules. If both fencers show a clear unwillingness to fight, the referee can stop the fight and move on to the next bout. That way, if a situation like Hungary vs Loit come up again, at least there is no need for everyone to stand around for 4 minutes. This then introduced passivity as an important tactical element for epee fencers and teams.
And non-combativity called in the first. And they'll step away.
In 2019, the Fencing Federation had enough of non-fencing being a viable tactical element in fencing. It was also frustrating on the referees who weren't always sure if fencers are being passive or just waiting for the right moment to attack, occasionally halting the match right before a hit, which frustrated the fencers. So the Federation decided to change the rules again. It goes something like this. If your team is down and you're passive, you're penalized. The rules get more complicated when it's an even score, which can be confusing to some. 2019 World Fencing Championship in Budapest, Hungary, Israel against Japan. Both fencers are being passive. Oyama, the Japanese fencer, even does a bit of Loit, swinging his weapon around in wide circles and jumping from side to side. But aren't there new rules supposed to prevent passivity? Well, not if you don't understand them, and the Japanese didn't. In fact, when the match ended, the Japanese thought they won. 30 minutes of discussion later, they realized they lost. Non-combativity or passivity in the world of epee and rule change is still a hot-button issue, and it may not be the last time we'll see a rule change. Some say the idea of non-combativity is built into epee and that counterattacks land faster. While Loit didn't go on to win any Olympic medals, he certainly achieved something, forever changing the rules of epee fencing.